Outlaw, Macho, Drive-In.
But the match that I really wanted to see was Taz and Bam Bam, and that match was fucking nuts. I loved it.
That the one where they go through the entrance ramp, or is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one side note, I give ECW credit for bringing new life to past wrestlers. Because ECW Bam Bam is
Bigelow's
totally different. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It rejuvenated him completely. Like when he entered WCW in '99.
He came from ECW.
Point, yes, and I wasn't really familiar with his work in ECW besides the magazines at that point. But I just remember seeing the color change. Like, he went from like the purple, orange, red, and yellow flames to the blue flames, and that just really stuck out to me. And when I finally saw his ECW work, you think to yourself, it's like, man, WCW really dropped the ball with him. Even though I think the triad was pretty cool, but it's like he wasn't the beast. I don't want to say the beast from the East, but he wasn't the beast that he could have been.
I always thought like that he was like they brought him in just because they wanted a monster for Goldberg. That's
exactly it.
That was basically it. I mean, they did the same thing to Sandman to some extent. Like, I can't remember. Sandman came out the first time he called out someone and lost.
And then he was Raven's psychiatrist.
They'd be hanging out at Raven's pool.
Because he's a rich
at Raven's house. Yeah.
I still remember.
And then him and Chastity decided to do the at Ash at the Beach '99. They decided to do the hardcore invitational junkyard battle royal, and like I remember as soon as I finally saw that tape, like 2 months later when I rented it, that was the thing I was most anticipated to see. I was so excited to watch this because like I had a bunch of like ECW guys in there who I kind of familiarized myself with in the past few months, and as soon as I watched that match, I was like, the hell is this? Like, one of the promos leading into it was James Mitchell was walking up to people, and one of the people who got invited was Mikey Whipwreck. And I remember they were just like, well, it was Jimmy Hart who was doing it. Jimmy Hart walked up to the people, not
makes
Mitchell.
More sense, yeah.
And because Mitchell had left WCW at that point, because he was with like Tajiri at that point. But
he was Sinister
Jimmy Hart walked. Yes, yep. And Jimmy Hart was walking up, inviting people to this junkyard, and I remember he walked up to Mikey Whipwreck, and I just remember thinking this line was so cheesy at the time. He was just like, yeah, baby, there's plenty of you. There's no rules. And Mike Whipwreck was like, oh, so I can use trash cans? And it's like, oh, that's your big selling point is being excited to use a trash can on a person. It's like such a great writing here, WCW. Such great writing. But ECW stars when they went to other promotions, with the exception of the Dudley Boys and RVD. No one really knew how to book ECW guys outside of ECW.
I want to agree with you, but Raven started out.
Raven in WCW.
His 1997 Raven. As soon as he lost to Goldberg, it went downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that as soon as Raven was gonna lose gold or just gonna lose a match, it was.
Yeah.
But I still think that number 75 Raven. I mean, like people might point to Goldberg's at any point, but I think the match that made him was that match.
Yeah, I do too. I agree.
I mean, Code the Raven, nevermore. I mean, like, because even just his backstage promos leading up to that match, because they cut to him several times during the night, those are what sold me on it. Like, he keeps talking about Goldberg's streak and who's next. who's next? Well, I'm next, and I'm not gonna let this happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I should say that, guys like Austin and Foley did well out of ECW, but to me, Austin and Foley, I don't think of as ECW,
not ECW
guys. Like, to me, yes, I think of them as WWF guys. Whereas like RVD,
they fall in the Bam Bam thing where they was kind of stars in WCW. ECW,
they're just the other way.
The bigger things. Yeah.
I mean, like, you can't think of them as ECW guys. I mean, at the same time, I can't think of Jericho, Benoit, or Eddie as the ECW guys, even though their first break is there on, U.S. soil, but still.
So, same with Ray. But back to Raven. I liked it. He had his Ravens rules. He did his promos. They had him.
He took a guy's eye out, and the next week the guy's with him in the flock. It's
Sick Boy.
Was it Sick Boy? Or was it someone? I don't know who it was.
Riggs. Scotty Riggs. Yeah. American males. Let's imagine. It could have been Buff.
Yeah.
Well, he is the stuff. So.
And the girls just can't get enough.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.